We are starting a bedroom makeover. So we have sanded the walls, filled in holes, patched holes. This is Logan's bedroom. The floor needs to be repaired, so the subfloor is fine. It just looks messy. I pulled up carpet. This row is going, and right now we're having to put clothes and mattress on this wall while we are working on the other walls. More to come. So I just pulled back. I noticed that there was a wet spot in the sheetrock right there, so I pulled this whole piece of sheetrock out. A mouse actually had come up through there and packed insulation right here, so I cleaned that up. I noticed there's a little bit of mold here, so I'm going to get the mold killer. There's a spray that they have at Lowe's that you can spray that. And then for this, I don't understand why whenever you have electricians and plumbers that come and do work in trailers, mobile homes, houses, it don't matter what it is, any type of home. Anytime you do any work, cut holes in the flooring, it needs to be filled up with a gap filler. It's like a thick foam, but it's like just like insulation. So I'm literally getting ready to go now to Lowe's to buy that so I can fill in this and those two areas over there. And whoever done the plumbing work left this here. It's not even connected to anything down there, but it's connected to something up there. I don't think I'm gonna mess with it because I don't want to end up loosening that and there be an issue. But also, like in the top here, there's a gap there, so I'm going to fill that in. Any type of little spots like that, a mouse, spiders, or anything can get in those areas and be a nuisance in your home. So I'm going to do that, take care of that, and like I said, get that spray, and then I'll actually be able to still use this board here. I'll fold it back in, nail it in, and at the bottom, I'm going to cut away the bad part. And because I'm putting new flooring in, it's going to raise it up. And when it raises up, it's going to be all good. And put that in, and then put a thicker trim on the outside so you won't even be able to see it. That'll save me some money instead of buying a whole panel of sheetrock. So we got the stuff from Lowe's. We done everything behind that paneling. Sealed in around the pipes and got some mold spray and everything. Logan nailed that paneling back up. And all it is a sheet of sheetrock. And put the trim pieces back up. And this is paint that we use for our laundry makeover. And if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's on the shorts. And he is starting to put on our first coat of paint in here. So we just came to Lowe's, and literally, if you can see, sheets of plywood back here. We got 3 4x8 sheets of plywood. I didn't think I would be able to get it to my house. The cost of shipping on Lowe's was ridiculous. So what we did, we took all 3 sheets and had Lowe's to cut it, and they cut it for free. And we cut it in half by 2 ways, and so we got all 3 sheets of plywood cut up, put in the car. Like, wow. Alright guys, so what we had here, I had a soft spot in the floor by the vent. So the vent is here, the vent cover sits on there. Had a soft spot. Took a skill saw, made some cuts here and here. Then took this saw and edged around it. Took the hammer, knocked this particle board in, was able to grab it out. So we got the weak spot cut out. I can see that up under here I have a 2x4 here, and then I also have one on the other side of that. We're going to cut us a piece of 2x4 to brace that floor. This is where my problem comes in, where the ductwork came up against the vent. A complete open gap right there, all the way along the whole entire thing. Air comes in like that, hits the floor, causes moisture, causes the weakness. So that's where my weak spot came from. I'm going to get some of the duct venter's metal tape, put this piece of metal over it and tape it off, close that spot up, and then when we get the brace, we screw it. That's going to fortify it there. So when I put the plywood on top of it, we will be good to go. They'll fix that problem for now. Alright guys, so we got this brace here. It's screwed into 2 floor joists at the bottom. I know the reason why this had a big gap in it is because the people, whenever they put this vent in, they pushed it all the way over, which pulled it away from here. Nevertheless, there was a still slight opening here. So I went and got some vent tape, taped it up. Had Logan to put in 2 1x2s on either side of this. And stapled it. Used a hand staple and stapled it in here. And then used the vent tape to seal it off in there. Now that's fully covered. When we get ready to put the plywood over it, it'll be covered up and good and sturdy. Alright, so at this point, we actually pulled back the sheetrock on this back wall, which I wanted to be able to check and see if, I actually thought there was water damage on this side, because on the sheetrock at this point of the floor right here, there was like a mildew spot on the sheetrock that was visible. So I knew maybe moisture was getting to it. So I wanted to pull back everything on this entire back wall. And there's a couple of issues, more than what I thought there was going to be. So I have termite damage here on several of the boards. That's the board that's at the top near the ceiling. And then these two going down. And then that entire section of the floor. And the reason why it looks like that is because literally I knocked away all the pieces that were loose and swept or whatever, but it's very extensive. I have not ever done anything as far as repair with termite damage before, so I'm actually going to have to do some research to see what the next step for me to take is. At this point, like, Logan's sleeping in my daughter's old bedroom, so it's not that I'm trying to hurry up and be in here in the next couple days. So I want to definitely do some research, see what I need to do. There was no live termites, so nothing that was alive or anything. But I'm thinking I'm going to take this board here out, cut that section out and replace it. But I'm not sure what to do with the ceiling part up here yet. I'm going to have to ask a few people, some guys maybe that is in construction, to see what I can do. So over here there was a tear in the tin that's on the outside. If you don't know, I stay in a mobile home, so that's the way why it looks the way it does. So I repaired that with the tin tape, the same thing I used around the vents. But what I'll do with that is on the outside I'll probably put some silicone to seal it, and then also I'll be sealing off all of those edges. So on that part down there, there was some mold, which is why it was dark where that part of the floor got wet. And if you can see, they literally did not seal off from the flooring to the metal outside. So you can see all that gap to the outside, which no wonder mobile homes has so many issues with water damage and structural problems, because that's just a big no-no. So I will be adding some insulation back to the walls, and I'm also going to be taking that seal foam and sealing off all of those areas that you can see to the outside, and do what I think is going to be the best thing to do for this area. And overall goal is to add a few more studs for the wall, not too many because I don't want to end up adding too much weight on that wall. But adding a few more studs, like I said, removing that one, and then getting some pieces of wood to go horizontally across. This is where the point I need to pray about it and see what I can physically do to make this happen. So we have put all the plywood pieces down. We have a mess. We got our tools out. We got all our plywood on the bottom. I took the gap filler and filled in all around the gaps. All the gaps up here, I packed in wood filler in those damaged areas. Added support 2x4 here with some L brackets, and we just put in another piece here just to give some added support here at the top. So more to come. At Lowe's, getting some wood. We got Lowe in the background. We have our wood for our accent wall, and we also have our flooring. Alright guys, so we are in the middle of putting up new insulation in the walls, and I was just going to actually do a quick recording of us just putting in a piece or two so you see it's working instead of me just showing you guys. So we just inserted this piece and we are tightening into the wall. We added a piece of 2x4 here for support, so I'm making sure I pack the insulation up behind it. Probably looking at me like, what in the world has she got on? But my dad always told me, anytime messing with insulation, you put on gloves, long sleeves, a mask, and glasses. So that's what I'm doing. Also, here in this area, we added a new stud here, so it made the areas smaller. So if you notice in the larger sections, we were able to put a whole sheet, but here we had to cut the fiberglass, well, what's it called? The insulation, I'm having a moment. The insulation in half in order to pack it between the two. So we have the whole wall done except for this area, so we're going to cut another piece in half. So we're just taking some good scissors, we're cutting straight down the middle, and it takes a little bit while because the insulation is super thick, but we're just making a cut straight down the middle. Alright, we got our two pieces cut in half, and we're going to get those put up in the wall. Alright guys, the insulation down, so much more to go. Guys, this is the back of my car. It is completely loaded down. It took a lot of configuring. Jesus, take the wheel to get everything in here. But that's literally 14 10-foot boards cut down in half with 4 packs of laminate flooring. Here we go. Alright guys, so we are at another point. Lesson learned for anybody who has never done this before like me with a mobile home. Remember whenever I said there was you could see the light down through the bottom? Don't fill it in with the gap filler. I don't know what the solution will be, but don't fill it in with the gap filler, because when the condensation happens along the wall and the water runs, it literally was stopping and the boards were getting wet. Like there's some spots there that got wet. And so I had to roll up the insulation and I'm letting it dry. I cleared out all the foam that was between the metal and the boards. And so now I can see down and see where it can run through, like see the light, so it can run through and not fall and like puddle into the floor. It was a mess, and so I am so glad that I caught that before boarding in my wall. I did add one more stud there, and I added another one down there just for some more support with the wood. And we have added our wood up here, so it's 2 pieces. We're going from wall to wall, and the seam will be in the middle. And I'm going to keep the sawdust and add wood glue to make me a wood filler for that area there. Filling on that area there. And so right now we have half of it up. We have 7 boards total going straight across horizontal. And we have another 7 more. We are putting this black stripping across the whole wall in between the seams here. So when the wood shrinks a little bit, you'll see like the black backing instead of the insulation. So yep, we are stopping here for lunch. I'm cooking lunch. This has actually taken from, I started working I think 8 o'clock until 2, just because that cleaning out that area down there between the wall took quite a while. It took some time because that foam stuff gets super hard. But so far, I'm loving the look of it. I love the fact that there's so many different knots here, different areas. And so when I get that up, I'll be adding the wood filler, sanding, and I'll be ready to stain. Hey guys, we are here at Lowe's yet again. Necklace is all messed up. We are here. More supplies, more supplies. We ran out of nails for our nail guns, so we are going to purchase some more of those. We needed some more trim. I needed a 3-inch wide trim for the doors. We got it. And Logan wanted a vent for his bathroom, so we picked it up. Anything else we missing? We had to get some more stuff to go behind the boards. And we may have to get black caulking, I'm not sure, but I'm not going to get it yet because I do have some at home that I need to reuse. I think it was like a half a tube or whatever, so that one is actually a lot more expensive than the white caulking, so I'm going to wait till it's time to actually seal around the trim and all that stuff. So we have a lot more work to do, but as you guys know, I've told you over and over again that I have a smaller car, so we're having to get a little bit at a time. So stay tuned, more to come, guys. Hey guys, just here to give you a quick update. Last night I started the floors. It is a laminate floor and it's to click in. I know I said before, there's a lot of times you're not seeing me on camera actually doing the DIYs. I really don't like being on camera doing the DIYs. A lot of times it's like after work and I'm just throwing on anything and trying to get it done, or it's on a Saturday where I'm just trying to get it done and I'm not really wanting to worry about filming. That's why you see just like little spurts and updates of me showing you and me not being on the camera. It is a Saturday morning. I do plan on finishing up the floor today. So yesterday, whenever I got in from work, I started on the flooring. Logan was in here to help out. I was actually going to commission him to try to do the floor, but he wasn't comfortable doing that. So luckily, this is a small room. It is his bedroom, but it's a small room. So with the width of the floor, it's only literally like 2 planks long. And so literally I'm only having to make a cut on this side, at least up until I get to the closet area. I'll just show you what that looks like. I did get it from Lowe's, and I'm sorry about the lighting. The sun's not completely come up yet, and the light in here is kind of glaring. But there's that color. And it's only a 7 millimeter thickness. So I'll put that down. And then the part that needs to be cut, if anybody's interested, this is the type of saw that I've used. The hand saw is a Craftsman, and it's a small one. Literally the blade is like a 5/8 size. This works for me. One is battery operated. I don't have to worry about a cord, but it's not too heavy where I can't hold it up and use it. I've noticed that after working in dentistry for like 18 years, my hands are not the greatest. The older I get, the worse it gets, it seems. So the very first skill saw I bought was a DeWalt, and it's the large one. It's the one that holds the 7 and I think it's 7 1/4 blade. And Logan went and grabbed that one for me last night. I was going to try to use it, but it's like so bulky for me now after using this. I really don't like using it. So this is my preferred. Like actually last year, I want to say around Father's Day, I bought the whole kit with Craftsman. So it came with the bag, it came with the drills and the several different saws, and these are my favorite. Like I absolutely love this brand. If you've never purchased this brand, it was one of the brands that my dad liked to use. And we know that DeWalt is like the big, the most popular and the most expensive. So I do have a few DeWalt pieces, but the Craftsman by far is my favorite. So this morning, like I said, I'm gonna get started on this floor. This is how much I have finished. Basically almost half. We got halfway, so I put an underlayment down, which is the black plastic here. I put it down and got started with the flooring, and it will be amazing if we can like literally get done with trim and everything today, but we'll see. I try not to push myself. Like last night, sorry about that, I have it on the tripod. Last night I worked up until I felt like I couldn't do it anymore, like with my back. So I had my back brace on this morning. I've already iced my ibuprofen and all that wonderful stuff. So hopefully I'll get it done. Stay tuned. All right, so we are at another stopping point. The accent wall is completed. And I'm sorry the lighting's not great in here. It's late in the evening and the sun's not been out today. It's been rainy. So the accent wall is completed. Trimmed out. Let me come on this side. Trimmed out the closet. So all the other walls are black. We trimmed out the closet. We used the stained Early American. So that's that wall. That door's been trimmed out. I had to put new hinges on it because the old ones were awful. We had to get a new doorknob for that one. We still had to put up the things around the outlets there, but this wall's painted also. The trim's been put up on top and bottom. Still have to put the outlet covers on. The floor is done with that laminate, and I love these new vents that I invested money in from Lowe's. It matches really well. It's heavy duty metal. And I'm just backing up over here in the corner. This room is really, really small. So the bed takes up the majority of the room. But Logan needed a full-size bed. He started out with a twin. I let him use a queen of mine for a little while. And the queen was way too big. So I got the full. It's still taking up the majority of the room, but at least he can walk on both sides of the bed and he can walk at the foot of the bed. But this bed frame, I don't know if you'll be able to tell here or not, this bed frame is literally 16 inches tall. So we will be using underbed storage, and I'll be purchasing something either from Amazon or Walmart for that. I have to go buy a sheet set because this is a brand new mattress and I did not have sheets for this size. So stay tuned. All right, so this is the final walkthrough. This is me standing here at his doorway. So this is looking into the room. We have his deer antlers up here on the wall. I purchased a shoe rack, which is the metal from Ross for only $10.99. Walking in, the little shelf here that's beside his bed, also purchased from Ross. It's a little organizer for only $6.99. It has 3 little drawers on it. The trash can was from Ross, $3.99. And I got this ornament that's hanging on his door. That is a bear ornament for Hobby Lobby. It was on markdown for like $1.99. The picture that's on the back wall I got from Dollar General, good grief, probably a year ago, for only like 10 bucks. His bedding came from Ross. It is the browns, the creams, and blacks for $34.99. This is a full-size bed. His sheets are black. We got from Walmart for $15. And we put a hunter green throw at the end just for accent. I am looking for a hunter green throw pillow to go right there just to kind of tie it in together. On his bed, I have this wicker basket that's holding his Bible and his journals and a pen. And that's he can take that on and off each day whenever he makes his bed. On the wall, we have some pictures that he already prior had from Hobby Lobby. We just purchased these curtains today from Walmart. It's a set of 2 for $15, and it's a textured material. Almost feels like a suede material. We did get it from the 84-inch length, so it will go from ceiling to floor. This is his turkey, his first turkey that he killed in there was mounted, so we have that up on his wall. I may possibly get something to go on either side of it later. I'm not sure, but as of right now, that's it on that wall. We put his plaque back here that goes over his light switch. It has the deer on there, so he definitely got a masculine room. It matches his bathroom. I found this little drawer set at a yard sale. No, I got it at the Goodwill. I think it was like $7.97. We're going to use it here on the other side. His black touch lamp is actually from Dollar Tree. The little doggy came from Build-A-Bear almost 5 years ago. We had that made in memory of my dad, something that I wanted Logan to have just as a reminder for him being in the military. And he wanted this sign up, so we put it beside the bed along with a few keepsakes. So he's able to use that for organization as well. Just giving you an overview from this side of the room. And we have not got his doorknob yet because I want to find one. I want to find something from Hobby Lobby, and I want it to be different, not just a regular, just plain doorknob. So I did want to show you his underbed storage. So I bought some containers. These two I actually had here, but there's also 3 other ones underneath here. It's, like I said, the height of the bed is 16 inches tall, so we have plenty of room. So I took all of his t-shirts out and I organized them and color-coded them, folded them, so it looks really neat. I done the same thing for his white through black and gray. And then we have another one the same way that's underneath here for all of his shorts and golf clothes. One for his camo, and then one for his like work outside clothes. And his containers does have lids on it. I just took those lids off so y'all can see. I may end up purchasing a rug just for here whenever he steps into the bed. I have been looking. There was one that I found that I liked, and it had touches of green in it, but he wasn't a fan of it, so I didn't get it. But pretty much we are done besides a doorknob. So I am thrilled to say it's finally done. We worked on it for the whole month of January. I'm trying to record bits and pieces and like the steps in between. I wanted to show you guys everything, and I hope that this video encourages someone out there that you can take on projects, things that you've never done before, and actually be successful at it. Thank you for watching and tuning in, and have a blessed day.